Hello and welcome back to the Swiss National Championships Weekend 2. Currently we're playing for placement. The 1 to 8 bracket is playing for the gold, and this one is the second tier, kind of second division.
It's the second division, and they will be playing just for the placement in the second division, and hopefully then also for seeds for next year where they start. So yeah. These teams are mainly focused on development of players, so there will be a lot of experienced faces and a lot of young faces playing together, and it's always the challenge of how well these sides integrate each other.
We're looking forward to this. Of course, this is Guerillaz against Wiz Mix 2, so the Wizards, Geneva, but 2 teams.
Yes.
With both of the teams having rather big rosters, I believe.
Yeah, they've been
So
working
a lot
a
of
lot
people.
they've been working a lot on development recently. So they always had 2 teams for the last couple of years, and they struggled a bit with roster sizes. And I think this year they're really happy to be able to bring so many people here. And I think it helps that it's in Bern, so not too far away from Geneva.
Indeed, of course, I am Christina Obermeier,
And
joined by Ulrike
Lehmann.
who might still be playing today, but
Don't know yet.
rather talking for now. And the other teams are still preparing a little bit. Some 7-on-7 for the Wizards, and some hugging
Yes.
for the Guerillaz.
I think the Scorillaz as a team, they're a big subscriber to the team that touches is the team that wins. So they're big on hugging, high-fiving, smiling.
That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So with the funky jerseys and especially the skirts,
Yeah,
it's really something special.
yeah, the skirts are new this year.
Oh, are they?
I think they presented them the first round of Swiss Championships, and yeah, they're looking pretty fly on most people.
On,
So,
on most people, oh, hot take.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would look this good in such a skirt, but
I'm sure you would. I think this is the kind of skirt that everyone just like can wear.
hopefully, yeah. Maybe I will ask them if they can have one for me, and maybe one for you as well.
I'd love one, actually. If there's another one, I'll take it. So you can see them swaying and hugging, preparing for the game.
And you can already tell that commenting might be a bit challenging. They're all sporting different kinds of jerseys. And you got the Wizards also now huddling up. Last words by the coaches before the games.
Yeah, of course, conditions are a bit unstable. It's not too windy, but a little bit of wind, of course, there, and a bit cold for my liking.
Yes, yeah. The first round of Swiss Championships was very warm, and so this year the weather decided to be a bit colder for the second weekend. For those who might remember last year, they might notice that the weather's actually much better than it could be. So
it was
we're
too
very
much
happy.
rain,
Yeah,
yeah.
the teams are very happy that it's just a bit of wind and a bit of cold and not rain and even colder. So, and I think the teams are just happy to be here and to play and show all the viewers of what they know about Ultimate.
And of course, it's all about perspective anyway. So it looks like the Wizards are going to start on that left side of your screen, and Scorillaz moving to the side of the pitch and getting ready. So you told me beforehand that there's of course there's also 2 Scorillaz teams.
Yes.
One is competitive, they want to win, and the other one is they want to have fun.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Chill.
It's more like they want to be more chill and focus maybe on also development of players. I think they had a vote in the club who wants to play competitive and ambitious, and who wants to play more relaxed style and not put too much pressure on players. And the team we will see is the one that does not want to put too much pressure on players to develop them. And from looking at the players, there's a lot of young faces, which is always really cool to see. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them play, because I haven't seen them last weekend.
Nice. Yeah, and some more experienced players as well, taking on the roles of purely leadership.
Yeah, it's always important to have those. I think it's the same with the Wizards. There's also a number of young faces and a number of really experienced players. You will see when you see them play that the disc often recenters back to those experienced players, and the younger ones have to do all the running. Okay. Yeah, looks like Guerillaz are ready to pull, and we have 4 women on the line because we have a woman pulling. It always helps with the gendered pulling.
Yeah, I love that. I love that rule. Of course, that's one of the new additions to the ABBA pulling rule, is that whenever 4 female matching players are on the field, there's also a female player pulling.
I think there's some confusion about who
who took the offense and who took the defense.
Yes.
I love that.
I think sometimes it's like, okay, let's go offense, and then the other one's okay, offense, and then they remember wrong. But it's all in good spirit, smiles, and I think situation is cleared. So now it's actually the Wizards that will start on defense, and the pull will be by Ariel. Okay, arms are raised, and there we go.
Flick pull, fancy. And that'll land at about midfield. The Wizards are in a zone setup early.
Trying to profit from the wind, that is.
Nice give and go, and a 3-person handler structure for the Scorillaz.
And you can see that they're pushing the Scorillaz back a little. Nice movement there from the Scorillaz.
Not allowed downfield, but now they get a continuation off, and oh, the defense runs through, and the pass actually connects, but then it pops in and out of the hands. Wizards with a chance to break early. Get it into the middle, and off to the far side. It's floaty.
His communication there, I think he was not expecting it so far back.
Yeah, that wind obviously influencing the game a little bit early on. Matchup defense the second time around here for the Wizards. And up the line pass with another one, and the 2 female players, they're trying to get it into the end zone, but just a bit too late.
Yes, too much in the back of the receiver. But it's really nice to see that they trying to use the women as well, because sometimes you see, especially in teams where kind of the levels are a bit mismatched, and overall that then it's just the man just trying to, or male matching players trying to throw it to each other. Now Wizards advancing.
Not a lot of movement from the stack, but good handler resets for them, just distributing left and right. Back again to Cassiel, and a pick call will stop play.
Always the guns out gesture.
Yeah,
to show, okay, I could not follow the person I was guarding, calling a pick, and this goes back to Skaziel.
Nice up the line shot there on the open side, the cut, and gets that reset again, puts it out into space. That's floating and hanging, and great connection just in front of the end zone now. Going back a little bit, gets the reset again, looks for an option. Very static again, goes back and round, and the grand pad backhand for the score, and that's a break for the Wizards to start.
Yes, that's right. They started on defense, and great grab there by number 47, making it look really easy, the high disc under pressure just with one hand.
That is of course Ines Garcia with the first score. And coming back to your earlier point of like really using your women, I think that's how you'd have determined good mixed and like also efficient mixed teams are the ones where the women are, like the female matching players are put into a position to actually make a difference. Because sometimes we see that in every level of play that male matching players dominate, and it'll not work out for the long shot. And I love that. Even though there might be some development players on these teams, their female matching players are really put into like those positions where they actually can take responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is how you develop the players. If they never touch a disc, how are they supposed to get any better? So you want to develop them. And I think at this level of the teams, you can also always say, okay, if we lose the disc, we will be able to get it back. So often these teams are also very good at defense. And now the Guerillaz taking over, trying to score a point of their own. I think the Wizards are back out with their zone. Let's see how the Scorillaz fare this time.
Because this is upwind where they're going now. Nice inside shot put into space, and that one caught high just in front of the end zone. And now on that far side, bit of an awkward shot, and a layout bid comes out by FucZH. It was good recognition.
Yeah. What I noticed is that the Scorillaz players have the tendency to wait for the disc instead of attacking it. So she might have had a better shot at catching the disc if she had attacked it. But looks like they're getting another shot.
Yeah, that flick comes off a bit odd, and that one again, good attacking of the disc. But
here the Wizards use their height mismatch.
Flying through there is a defender, but and that works out for the second shot there. Guerillaz in front of the end zone, looking for their first score and jumping it in. A nifty play. And the first point on the board for them. See a replay of that layout bid there. And he just put enough pressure on the mark after that for the disc not to connect.
Yeah, but the good awareness of the Wizard player to actually recatch it after the first block.
Indeed, it's always one of the harder things to do. If you don't catch your defense, you get that. You give them the chance again, but also it's super hard to keep your eyes on the disc at all times.
Yes. Okay, so we're at the score of 1-1. But so far, even as you said, that the direction towards the right of the pitch is the one against the wind, but teams probably rather like to score in this direction. I mean, the wind is not that bad, so I think it's not too much affecting how people can throw the disc.
Yeah, it's what a lot of people like to call a thrower's wind. If you can throw discs at, and you're rather stable, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference. But if you're one of a player that's not 100% safe or secure with the discs, it can make a difference. And here you see Scorillaz have a chance of a break. A high release, nifty throw caught on the second attempt, and that one goes up the line as well, and a pop pass into the end zone for the score. And there was a lot of fun things happening at the same time.
Great determination by all players to keep their hands on the disc and trying to also defend. Like I think I like it, even though it's messy. It's not dangerously messy, so it's not also on the defense that people kind of get into dangerous places. I think it's like it looked messy, but somehow it worked.
Indeed, it did. Yeah, good coverage as well. Just doing the right things of moving the disc from one side to the other, and the pressure was there, but as you said, not in a negative way or not too much, but just the right amount for that to work out well. break back and we're back on serve.
Absolutely. And we got the first score on this side of the field, though, as well.
Indeed, we'll see if Scorillaz will stay with the zone. Or if they will stop it with match coverage.
Yeah. Interesting thing is, like, both lines get some words from their wiser elders.
Mm.
Interestingly, they're opting to have a female matching player pulling, even though it should be a male matching player, but maybe they got the ratios wrong.
Maybe they did.
Oh, maybe I'll just... No. Should change again. No, it's good. It was my mistake. We had 2-1, not 1-1.
So, half field for the Wizards.
And Scorillaz also opting to go with the zone, as you predicted.
Not very efficiently, that zone. These players are a bit running, like rather shadowing than preventing. But that works out for them as the disc connects with the ground.
Yes, a bit too low for the player to get you on there on time. Even though she tried to throw her body onto the ground to save it, but unable to connect with the disc. So now Scorillaz get another chance.
Oh, and that is
Nice
a
shot.
good shot into the air, but
Great read by the defender.
yeah, better disc. Therefore, Despin overshooting though on the other hand. And it does seem like the wind is picking up a little bit, like players are struggling. Maybe it's different to what they warmed up to. Nice handler movement, not really anything from the downfield connecting yet. No shot, and this one again, same way. They lost the disc on the first attempt, and another offense where not a single pass connects for the Wizards. They're a bit rushing,
Yes.
these kind of things. Up the line pass and a continuation.
But they're trying to keep attacking the same corner of the field when it's already occupied by a player. I think especially if you want to score there, you want to have this corner empty before you start throwing. Can overshoot for the Wizards.
Nice grab, the inside shot there on the break side, and a big one goes up. A very open player, but that disc just too short. Would have been hard to catch anyway because it came in a high angle, but still.
This is turning into the turnover heavy point, adding another one to the turnover tally. Let's see if the teams can kind of focus a little bit more. I think it's just a small lack of focus. They're trying to score quickly, and now it works for the Guerillaz.
And a timeout called by the Scorillaz player immediately after. Yeah, it was a bit in favor of Scorillaz as they were moving slowly and getting the disc in better positions. But of course, both teams really not quite on the same page about what they want to do.
Yep.
And as they're trying to get on that same page, we're going to take a quick break and be back with you after the timeout.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ulti.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
And we are back live after the timeout that Scorillaz took. After they scored, it's 3-1 for Scorillaz now, and it's a bit bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, but maybe since they connected or did not connect on a lot of the deeper shots they tried, maybe they want to kind of all get organized a bit quicker, just to see, that everybody's on the same page and that they play a bit more efficiently. Because I think their roster is not super big, so they're trying to kind of preserve legs. So if you're running a lot empty for passes that don't connect, you get tired a lot more quicker.
That makes a lot of sense, of course, yeah. So another offensive point for the Wizards. Nambele to pick up. Goes around into the middle. Gets it back to zig and zagging. Up the line pass now to Garcia. And a layout defense by Neunschwander.
Right in front of the camera.
Way to make yourself a hero.
Absolutely. And he's also picking up the disc, trying to connect.
And that's a hero shot for his teammate, and that works out perfectly. Probably a bit risky and on a high stall.
Yeah, the stall didn't seem so high. I think it was the plan from the start.
Really?
Yeah, it looked a bit like it, but the defender caught up quite well. But I think the offensive player number 39 was just in such a good position that even though the defense player was so much taller, he had no chance of making a bit for it.
That's why I was a bit surprised, because he was the mismatch in terms of height was definitely there, especially taking this across shot that will hang in the air for sure.
Yes.
But
Yeah, but often if an offense you get into a good position, the defender is in your back. You just need to play well for position, and I think the Scorillaz player did this very well.
so Andri, whatever your last name is,
I
did
think
well.
Scorillaz only go by first names.
that's fine. We'll take what we get here.
Absolutely,
Actually.
absolutely. I'm happy enough that I can read the numbers on the jerseys, now that the sun's coming out. Okay, and the Wizards will get another chance at scoring their second point.
The momentum is definitely swinging on the Guerillaz side of things. Good handler movement, and now getting it up the field as well.
Whitmer with the disc, looking for options. Finds number 17.
Valio up the line to Lampe.
Number 15. Number 33, voila.
Oh, and that one milking it all the way into the end zone. He could have caught it earlier probably, but wanted to make sure that that's a score as well, and that one just bit ambitious.
Yes, and maybe he also was looking at his own feet, not to catch the disc out of bounds. Trying to stay in. But the Scorillaz now have to go all the whole field. So let's see how they fare.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in on this far sideline with all the pressure, but they get it off into the middle again for Elia.
Wearing the
Inside.
old school Swiss national team jersey.
Yeah, it is pretty old, isn't it?
Yes. I think it was the junior team that wore these jerseys.
Oh, and that one just
Slips through her fingers.
yeah, a good cut.
Yes.
And the red zone for Wizards. Favorable position for them.
Yeah, we get Valad picking up the disc. He's a very experienced player. Let's see what he can do. Of course, you can always be as good as your receivers if you don't have any options. It's difficult.
Indeed, it does get a lot harder. And that one, a huck and hope shot on the Wizard side. Bumps up into the air.
And we have a turnover, as it seems. Scorillaz again with the disc. Looking for options.
And
The
a-
interesting barbecue backhand throw.
that works. That second one doesn't, though. That it was a bit probably also in a high stall, just putting it into a space where it can be caught by some player, any one of them, and the continuation came out well, but the disc just too zippy.
Yes. I think sometimes also in the excitement that you feel when you catch the disc and you throw it, and then you cannot really kind of rein in the strength that you put on the disc. And then it's just flying further than you're expecting it to do. But looks like the Wizards are giving it back to the Scorillaz. I think they also feel the excitement. They're like they got the disc back and they want to score. And the miscommunication there on the Scorillaz side.
Ballad again on this near side, and that disc again not quite what people envisioned, and not giving your receiver a chance really, because if you put it up into space, you make sure to either put it on the right time or put enough float on it, right?
Yes.
Like that one.
Yeah. Great bid. Unfortunately, he could not rein it in. So another chance for the Wizards to score their second point. They're really close in front of the end zone. They just need to stay patient.
Nice grab there,
save there.
second attempt. Yeah, good save. And that's a score there for the
Not
Wizards.
yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, there, no,
there
it
we
is.
go. There we go.
I thought he was already in the end zone.
Yeah, it was just on the line.
Of course, we can't see too much because everyone wants to watch as well, and they're on the sideline.
A lot of fans clogging our field of vision.
Lambley with the assist.
Yeah.
Because he didn't catch it in the end zone. He just caught it right in front and then just puts it in for the swing, and we'll get a replay of it here. Nice high release backhand to go out, and then the continuation comes easily.
Yeah, for Whitmer with the score.
It's a veteran move to just run towards the disc if you're already in a good position.
Yes.
So yeah, as you already said, the second point for the Wizards, or Wiz 2 rather. Another longer point.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Let's see if the Wizards showed their zone again. And they do. I think in the first stages it's working well for them to stop whatever the Scorillaz want to play.
Ooh, nice bid, but that throw a bit too zippy and too visionary maybe.
Yes, yes.
Play wasn't even on the way yet.
I think he was expecting it to go to a different place. And he was just surprised that was going. He's still trying, go for it, laying out, but it was just a bit too zippy, as you said.
Valet pulling double duty, but that disc just pops up with the wind. And second attempt by Garcia, trying to get it in that second time, but too far.
Yeah, well, it was a great effort to see, like, trying to get the good awareness that there was still the chance to run it down.
Nice high grab.
You see players winding up for the deep throw.
Oh, and what a good hammer put into the right position. And the zone still really stopping any movement after 2 or 3 plays. They're back in position as the disc moves to the near side of the field. See those trying to get a give and go, but running into the abundance of players on the Wizard side. Oh, and that break shot really nice, but laying out underneath it.
Yeah, it was a bit low, the pass, and I think if you're a tall player, sometimes it's not so easy to get to the ground quickly.
Good coverage on that initial set. But Visit's managed to put the disc to the other side of the field. Valet.
And we have a pick call. It's likely in the stack that people are crisscrossing, running a bit all over the place, jostling for position. Disc will stay with Vala.
Oh, and a miscommunication. That disc thrown into a player that was already stationary there, and another visionary throw that.
It's just a bit too low with the wind pushing it down. I think it's really hard for the players to run these passes down because they're just dropping so quickly, even though she's very fast.
And you do have to account for the downwind sides, these discs. If you put a little bit of arch around it, like, it's gonna just increase by so much. But great coverage by Scorillaz to stop that initial set coming off, and a defense as well. And that's a score for the Scorillaz. What a way to run through and be ready to in a position to cut and get a score.
Yeah, bookends.
Indeed. Number 4. They're really showing off Ifjan. Showing off her speed again and again.
Yes.
From that point.
And I think what it looks to me that also the Wizards have some issues with the communication on the field. So often you get throws that go to the defense instead of to the players because players already stop their cuts, change direction. And usually they're vocal on the fields, but I don't hear them too much. So maybe they just need to communicate a bit more on the field.
Indeed. It is their first game of the tournament, of course. They've played together 2 weeks ago for the first round of it.
Absolutely.
But still, you have to get into it again. Maybe someone else is there. Somebody slept not so great. I don't know. Things happen and miscommunications happen, but I absolutely agree. It's just, it seems like the cuts are not timed quite well enough. And then people fear of not having a better options at times, and then that's why they throw it, but in not the best position. I'm pretty sure they'll switch that up a little bit in the later stages of the tournament, or maybe even of the game.
Yeah, often this is within the first game you can see that teams improve, especially teams that have a focus on development. They just need to get into the rhythm. There we go. Nice sequence there.
That's the rhythm. Rytme. Lamble.
Great flow there.
A nice movement. That one just too far. That last one, it's always that last pass.
It's the hardest pass on the field to play, the last one into the end zone to score the point.
Indeed. Just you put so much more pressure on yourself to make that one right that it comes off wrong in time. And that one close into the end zone. That could have been a Kala, and it was really close to the Wizards player actually being in front.
Yeah, absolutely. There we have a bit of a miscommunication also among the Scorillaz. No. Wizards again. Another chance. Lambele trying to direct traffic. Good cut there. Just couldn't close her hands at the right time. Especially her hands are getting a bit cold, and then it's kind of, he's just coming in hot.
See a try for positioning there for Scorillaz. Inside shot, that's nice, but nice for Wizards. They pick it up, and again, that disc goes to ground. It's a bit hasty on both sides. Throws are not weighted.
Yeah,
really.
absolutely. And sometimes it's kind of when people are newer or younger, kind of more kind of learning to play, that's the hot potato phenomenon, that kind of you catch the disc, you're so happy you have it, but you want to get rid of it quickly, and then you just throw it right away without looking too much.
That disc floating and hanging in great read, and what a grab.
Nice backup there.
Such a good offensive effort there, recognizing that the disc is not down on the ground yet, gets a hand on it behind. And the continuation comes from the break side. Nice decisive cut.
She's really been running through the disc.
Yeah, nice float there.
And the jump into the end zone by number 31.
I'm always curious about those jumps. Most of them are not in. I'm not going to judge about this one because I didn't really see, but most of the people that, jump to catch a disc in the end zone have possession of it before they actually
jump.
Continue, yeah. Actually jump.
Let's see if we see a playback, but I'm not sure. He was very quick. But he did a nice rabbit jump. I think he kind of had his feet in the air. There we go. You can see it. You can have your critical eye on this one. That was the first. That was the first catch in the end zone.
Yeah,
I think that was all number 31's point there. That's like another great action there.
Even with the roll around.
There we go.
It's close. It's close. I don't want to be the judge of that.
Yes.
It's absolutely fine because players on the field agree to it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, sometimes these things are close. But it's valiant effort to like still be aware of the goal line and try to jump it in.
Even actually, I've been told that it's actually advisable to do a little jump to catch a disc, because then you're in the air and you're more stable and you're not running. Because when you're running, you're always bumping up and down. Whereas if you're jumping, you're kind of more of a stable position. So you can actually see a lot of people actually try to jump a little bit to catch it. So maybe he's been taking this to heart and trying it here.
That must have been it. Interesting. I didn't know, but that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, there we go.
The Wizards on offense again, trying to get an upwind point now.
Yeah, and the wind picking up, so now it's truly an upwind point. Voila, and Garcia connecting again. Just passing the disc back and forth between each other. Other options not really shaping up. It's a bit static, the setup the Wizards have.
Indeed, they're really looking for option and get the gainer up the line. Here now, just in front of the end zone, a little jump comes. This one came really late, but he's trying to stop. There's
Got him.
Vala in the back, but a player up the line is the option, and
I think they're discussing if it was in or out.
yeah, that disc is a bit wobbly, and she bobbles it, and yeah, just
Difficult to tell.
yeah, pretty much.
I think they're calling it out. So Scorillaz get another point, another chance at a point. And the Wizards really had good flow up to there, and then they tried to force this last pass into the end zone instead of looking maybe for a reset to attack it from a different angle.
They have very good resets, the Scorillaz.
Yes.
I think that might be the difference between the two teams, that whenever the Scorillaz are in a bad position on the sideline, they get it back to the middle. They have the ability to do that.
Yeah, and especially they're looking for this option. It's not just they're able to do it, but they're also looking for it, and they're looking for it early.
Indeed. They're just going up the line now. Oh, and that's
Scuba.
Scuba. I love that. Hey, if it works, why not throw that Scuba? Ooh, and discussion about that one.
Unclear what's going on there. There's some discussions going on.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hands
I'm
are shaking.
a lot of shaky hands. I'm like, is that a I'm not sure what those hand signals mean, but I bet it wasn't.
I think it was kind of
related.
it wasn't me. It wasn't
Yeah.
me, the jazz hand. So I think he just dropped it all by himself.
The Wizards are offense again. Garcia. So it's that sideline. Glana. And Fowler. Ah, nice up the line pass. Bello.
There we go, back to the middle. This opens so much space there.
I did, and the continuation just bumps off of her hands.
It's great option. Good look there.
Yeah, even if those don't connect completely, it's important to take them anyway. Oh, and that one,
Just came out wrong out of her hand.
indeed, yeah, not the ideal release point, but also all of the field to work up for the Wizards. And a timeout called on the field.
Yeah, I think they just all needed a little breather, because
Yeah.
this is turning into another turnover heavy point.
Indeed, we've had some of those time and time again. And as they're catching their breaths and making sure that they're on the same page with resets and all their continuations, we'll take a short break as well and be back in a few seconds. They're talking.
Yeah, they're using the timeout to the max.
So if you'd be the coach of the Wizards, or the captain for that matter, what would you tell your team now in this timeout?
Yeah, I think I would tell them that the basics are good. Like the cuts, the decisions are good. It's just that, yeah, people need to maybe work a little bit harder. There's a lot of people just standing around and not attacking. And that's it. I think the overall play looks good. Like, I think it's a lot of basics there to start from and to work off. And, yeah, and maybe when they have the disc to just breathe a little bit, look for a good option and not to force the throws. But
Good advice. I'll take that.
let's see if they have said something similar.
I hope to listen to you.
People hardly ever do.
Oui.
Okay, looks like the Wizards are setting up in a vertical stack.
And pretty far away.
Yes.
So even if you look at our screen, can see where the disc is, but now I have to zoom out for you to see the stack. It's so much space in between there.
Yeah, it was like I was looking for kind of the isolated player in between the stack and the
But there
handlers,
is none.
but there's no one.
Interesting setup. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they cook up. And it does look like they're kind of like clamming
Yeah.
the stack.
Maybe they're trying a flex defense.
Oh, fancy. Big up the line gainer, and should have been a continuation cut probably. And there it is. The 777 shirt. And into
Garcia with the disc now in front of the end zone. And the score for the Wizards. So looks the timeout worked out well for them.
it worked really well. I don't know if you noticed, but I was skeptical. Like, I wasn't sure what they were planning to do, but that worked out perfectly. Like, the up the line cut and then the continuations. Of course, they only stayed at that on that near side, but
Yeah. And I think they like to play it through the little channel right in front of our eyes. Which I kind of like because we see the action right in front of us.
indeed. On the other hand, is it the best decision? Sometimes it is, sometimes not. But
Yeah, if it works, it works. So we are at 6-3 for the Scorillaz.
was it scoring for the first time in quite a bit?
Yes.
But yeah, it does look rather evenly matched in terms of teams overall. There was just a bit of luck a bit on the side of Scorillaz.
Yes, the Wizards, they connected a bit, a few less times with these lucky shots into the end zone, and we had already had some hero plays from the Scorillaz on the field.
Indeed, one of the few players that might be able to play in a higher level, but decided not to put that pressure on themselves.
Yes, maybe just didn't want to go to all the practices.
Lazy. No, I'm kidding. Hope you heard that in my voice, that was just a joke.
Ooh. Scorillaz opting to start from the back of the end zone. Or maybe it landed in there, so it didn't roll out. Not that easy to see if it did. And now the Wizards with the really, really short field. Turnover of the Scorillaz right in front of the end zone. Yeah.
Still looking for someone. Oh, I love that setup of three people, or a few people in the middle, and someone else on the sides, and the pop pass into the end zone for the score. That's a quick break for the Wizards.
Absolutely. Like one pass, and that's a point. That's a break for the Wizards there. Starting off from a really good pull into the end of the end zone. Good pressure in the start. And I think also very disciplined structure of the Wizards in the end zone. They all made a really nice close stack, not the big cloud of people, which made it easy to have the isolated player for the floaty pass from Scaciel.
Yeah, they even put players on the edges of the end zone in
Yeah.
the back to give the isolation more room. Of course, if you're also that close to the end zone, you only have to connect one pass, but we know how hard that is
Yes.
sometimes.
Absolutely, especially if people are running everywhere, which is why it's so important to cluster them together and have a lot of open space.
I see a bike providing the field with food and drinks and everything. It's necessary. Of course, a very well-run tournament with people that have done that time and time again.
Yes, absolutely. This is a very popular space for organizing larger tournaments because you have so much space to do it.
Indeed, of course, the elite invite was also happening here
Oh, yes.
a few months ago, where the top 8 teams in all the divisions of Europe were playing.
Yes, and also the one part of the championships in the open and women's division as well. And quite a lot of trainings for the national teams also are taking place here. So this area is used to seeing a lot of ultimate.
That's good. Oh, and a miscommunication there, and a slip by trying to get that disc further along.
Which gives the disc back into the hand of the Wizards. Looks like they're having an upward trajectory. Going again, vertical stack, and the run through defense there.
Wow, that was a loud scream. We enjoy that. Good movement now by the Scorillaz, and a quick way to score one throw.
Absolutely. Had all the space to run down into. Yeah, I think there's a big contingent of fans for both teams here on the sidelines. Lots of noise in the back.
And that's great, especially if you have 2 teams that are playing this tournament. You can help each other and push your second team, whoever is not playing right now, can push and can help to you know, just keep spirits high even if the score isn't.
Absolutely. And I think it also, but it helps when they're not playing at the same time. But here, there's a lot of purple on the sideline. Lots of Wizards from the first team as well, cheering on their club mates.
And of course they just won their quarterfinal, so we'll see them in semi-finals and trying to claim the title later in the weekend.
That explains all the big smiles that we're seeing here.
Guerillaz are up 7 points to 4 on Wizards' side. And that means if they break now, they take half.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can do it. Or if the Wizards are able to extend the first half just a little bit longer.
Yeah, they've stabilized
Absolutely.
in the last 10 minutes or something. They've really done some very clinical and good stuff on both offense and defense.
Yeah, I think they got their confidence back a little bit. I think when it was not working in the start, they got a bit down and now like okay, we can do it. We can play.
Yeah, they can. Of course they can.
Absolutely.
Vela picking up with a beautiful inside shot, and that one just rushed a little bit. Those breakside continuations are so tempting at times, but just not. It's a dangerous throw to come out well.
Absolutely, and this again was kind of as I said, the hot potato effect, like trying to play it way too quickly to somebody else. It was like, okay, I caught it. My defense might not be here yet, and then I want to throw it, and there we go. And we have a turnover from the Scorillaz, so the Wizards are a little bit closer to their own end zone. Again, Vala with the disc.
Yeah, just gaining yards.
Again, working with some isolated players in the end zone. Nice run.
And
I think we have a pick call.
yeah, that seems to be a very open player and not a lot of, not a good position, so. So Wizards with the disc back in the red zone. communicating well and giving and going.
Nice playing there by the Wizards. Now we're in front of the end zone.
Trapped on the sideline now.
Yeah, but here again, the Wizard would like to move back into a better formation. People are a bit everywhere. Oof. I think you have a uncontested strip call.
Yeah, that did look like he pushed it out of the hands of
Yes.
the player. Ooh. Yeah, immediately accepts it. Asking for a scuba.
From the left hand.
And it's high release backhand, just as good. And
Oh, veteran move by Whitman there to catch the coverage. It's
that
always
was really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard this being called kind of to inherit a pass.
Yeah, she did. I think a scuba would have been better in that situation. Like the high release backhand just floated way too much. Scuba would have, opened up that far side more, and it's a great effort by Wittmer, but it could have been a person isolated in some space.
Yes.
Like if you're taking crests. Seven 5 now. Point on the board for the Wizards. And 3 offensive attempts for Scorillaz to end that half.
Yes. But I think overall it does not really look as if both sides are playing with like a offense or defensive line type structures. I think it's like who feels hot is on. And they're just running through their players.
Yeah, and like elite teams and structures, you would have like a tentative offense and defense, but for these teams, probably it's just learn everything, try to figure out what your focus and your favorite thing to do is, and then get better at that at some point.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're having a shot of the huge sideline that we're having here. Mainly dressed in purple.
Some black
blacks,
and yellow.
Yeah, I think they're starting to warm up. They will play later here on this field.
A semi-final.
Yes.
It's really exciting. I hope you tune in for that one as well.
Scorillaz picking up. Let's see. And you can see that a lot of players favor the backhand throw. And we have a stall out, which means that the mark reached 10 in the stall, and the thrower did not get any good options to throw to during that time.
Yeah, it did look a little lost. The inside shot, though, giving up. The disc again, our Wizards, that inside shot just a bit too high and getting higher by the second.
Absolutely. And even though the other Wizard players, the receiver jumped up as high as he could, just the fingertips there, and but he redeems himself by getting the defense. So Wizards get another chance. Garcia looking for options.
Oh, a nice defense there. Player immediately shooting up deep as well.
Great athletic right there. I don't know how he contorted his body to catch this disc behind him.
Yeah, just very good body control, you can see that. And that next pass just thrown behind the receiver a little bit. Wizard sideline asking for structure. And they get a reset off.
But you have a lot of people running towards the disc.
Yeah, do tend to be some running battles rather than actual cuts. Oh, and
Unfortunate. He already got down on his knees, but somehow clapped his hands right next to the disc.
Yeah, just a bit too early. Couldn't control it really. See if that inside shot bounces off of her chest. It was good and perfectly into
the chest,
yeah,
where
into
you
the
wanted, where you wanted.
It's got to keep it there.
Garcia looking for his options, finds Garcia again. Again. Nice flow around there.
Yeah, quick release. So the where the mark wasn't even there yet. Garnier. Up that sideline and they're knocking into the doorstep. Oh, and that one run through and run down.
Yes, the Scorillaz are really athletic. So I think the Wizards kind of, if they just go for these one-on-one battles, it's always difficult. They kind of need to be a bit more sneaky to get these passes through.
Indeed, we saw them execute those around breaks so
Yes.
well in this point. Maybe take more use of that. Oh, and an immediate turnover in favor of the Wizards.
Yeah. Looks like the Scorillaz want the Wizards to score these points.
Indeed, if you give it away like that.
Yes.
And that is a score for the Wizards, a break for the Wizards.
They managed to extend halftime a bit further. Looks like Coach Charlotte is happy.
Oh yeah, she is. Of course, playing with the Wizards team 1. Let's see that. 6 point for Wiz 2.
Yeah, 6-7. They managed to close the gap. It was like 6-3 at one point for the Scorillaz. No, it's 7-6. Okay.
And it is cap 1 to halftime. It would be halftime at 8 anyway.
Yes. It looks like the time has reached the half, which means, yeah, it's the cap 1. Let's see if the Scorillaz can make this half their half, or if the Wizards manage to claw themselves back into the game.
Yeah, they did
They've
have a bit of a better start, the Scorillaz, but the Wizards now slowly clawing up.
Absolutely. Coming back in there, gaining confidence. And as we said in the start, also that the Scorillaz had a few more of these lucky catches. Usually those don't extend through all the game, so it tends to even out.
I'm going to quote Steph Pazza there, and he's like, gotta be good to be lucky. And at times that's absolutely true. Like you have to have the ability to make those lucky catches to actually be lucky and make those catches. But of course, you're not always lucky. These catches just
Yes.
Scorillaz out with a split stack. But
Against the zone,
yeah,
it's tricky. Yeah.
indeed. Got a 3-handler setup.
But so far they're stretching the field really nicely, the Scorillaz, not trying to cluster too much.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things to when playing zone, to like spread the field, don't get clawed into and have many people in within the lines of the defense, but like just play it wide.
Yes, absolutely. And the Scorillaz are for the moment executing these very nicely. Getting a bit stuck now. I always love it when the throwers have the time to just talk to their players, to let them know where they want them.
Yeah, directing traffic like that is It just really changes the rhythm of the game. Oh, and a very open player there.
Yeah, whether it's with the zone, like after a while, Cup gets tired and people really get freer.
There you go. That's a very free person, very open
Yes.
in the
It
break
was a-
space as
yeah.
well.
And very efficient zone offense by the Scorillaz there. Nice and patient, clean throws, nothing too difficult to catch. And this takes us into half.
Indeed, it does. Yeah.
8-6 for the Scorillaz. So both teams get a bit of time now to kind of drink some water, talk about stuff, and attack the second half. And I guess we will see you there as well.
Indeed, we'll be back after a few messages from our sponsors.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ulti.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ulti.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We are back live here, second half action of the Swiss Mixed National Championships. It's the Division 2
Yes, it's the second division.
matchup of the it's Wiz 2 as well. Wizards 2, second team, against Scorillaz Guerillaz.
Yeah, it's in both cases the second club teams that are playing each other. As you said before, focus is often on development. So we already in the first half we had a lot of turnovers from both teams. So maybe they could address this within the halftime. See if they manage to kind of reduce the number of unforced errors that they have been shown just by trying to throw it way too quickly.
It's going to be interesting to see as well if one of the teams maybe can take the lead and can take that game for themselves, or if it's going to stay as evenly matched as it was.
Yeah. It looked in the start as if it would be the Scorillaz game, but the Wizards have managed to come back. Okay, interesting zone from the Scorillaz.
Actually like the idea of having the male matching players rather clogged in a deep space and the female matching players marking, especially because they're very athletic and quick,
Yeah.
the two of them specifically.
Even though I'm a big fan of actually having almost the tallest player on the mark, because this is usually very intimidating when you're kind of having the disc and then hardly can see around it, and you have a second athletic player, and then this cup is just closed.
Indeed, yeah, that is just a very good way to stop the throwers
Oh, nice
doing
grab
whatever they
there
want to do.
by 777, Ariel.
777 and a foul called rather loudly.
Yeah, I think it was just pushing the air out of his lungs,
Oh,
the collision there.
just a gentle hug. Maybe not gentle enough.
He didn't understand that he was just coming in for a hug.
But all resolved and well.
Yes.
And
And whoever heard this right, the Scorillaz are planning to do a banana on defense. I don't know what that means.
maybe it's the transition to matchup.
That could be that.
Or they're just setting up in a banana, although can't see it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd need an aerial shot for that one.
Yes, nice little overhead there.
Oh, and that shot into the end zone, but again, waiting for the disc to go into their hands rather than actually attacking it, which gives
Absolutely.
room for the defense.
And the very athletic defense.
And that disc just very low. Too low, can't be reeled in, and the Wizards have a red zone opportunity here.
Good patience there by Scassier, not to throwing the first pass, but ooh, waiting a moment.
It's going to be a talk about that one, although it did seem rather clear in favor of the defense.
Yes,
If you want to listen to my opinion, and of course you do because you're
you can
still
have the
listening
replay
to
there,
that.
like overshot and then court, and I think it was like the contact on the kind of coming down, but looks like the Wizard player was still moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
that would have changed anything in terms of the outcome, where the Scorillaz player was just positioned way better.
Yeah.
But we'll see another replay of it. You see the miss grab there, and the defense was just in a very good position.
Yeah, while they're discussing it on the field, I think it's kind of standstill there with the contest.
Of course,
Now it's being retracted. It's being retracted. Mm. I think they're still talking about this a little bit, but clarifications. Raised arms from the sideline.
Yeah, because we saw the replay, and we have a rather big replay screen where all the players were able to watch as well, and I think they saw it the way we did.
Yeah.
And it's resolved.
Yes, I think defense stands.
Up the line shot and a big fake. I would have loved him to see that one come off.
We got a pick here. Yeah, he was, as sometimes called, suspiciously free.
Yeah, the structure is not quite clear at times. Also, the way, if you look at the screen now, players are kind of all over the place a little bit, which always invites picks or situations where someone is stopped to follow.
Absolutely. Oh, he was so free.
It's a bit too late, maybe. Oh, and the nice shot not connects.
Good back up there.
Yeah. A nice drop off there. Oh, and now that disc hit him in the face really badly.
Great fake there. Getting your mark completely out of the way.
Especially at stall 7. That is very nifty. Up the line, pass works out well for them again. Now they're looking end zone.
And
For
again,
the round shot though.
yes. I think the decisions that the Scorillaz make are often really good. They can try to forcing it into the end zone while they go for the around pass, change the angle of attack. And often I think what they seem to be doing is they cleaning it out a little bit with the choice of throws that they're doing, rather opting for the throws that they really know to execute. And there the disc is caught with the layout.
Yeah,
Nice sliding.
Indeed, putting the body underneath it to make sure that disc does not hit the ground. They get hard grinded point by the Scorillaz, especially because the pressure was so good, defensive pressure, but they were calm and just worked it from one side to the other into the end zone.
Absolutely.
We'll get a replay of that again, a high grab, and then put out into space with a bit of angle enough to make it arc around the defense in pursuit.
Yeah, and the receiver cradling the disc to his belly when he lands.
So 9-6, the score in favor of Scorillaz. I think there was a break.
Yes, I think.
Another rather long point.
Absolutely.
Some discussions as well as one or the other turnover.
So after the Wizards had been able to claw back into the game to make it 6-7, we're now again back to a rather large gap of 9-6.
And the time is slowly but surely running out. Clock is running down. It's only 16 minutes more to play.
Oh my god, this was a really long first half.
Indeed it was. Ooh, that is such a ball play and then running into the defender right away. That is some live action here.
Yes. Putting on a school of entertainment here.
Oh, we love that. Good, up the line pass by Dippen.
Up to not to take it.
Nice give and go there. And that put into the end zone, floating for a long time. And would the receiver have seen it a little bit earlier, that would have been perfect because she was so close to getting there.
Yes. But in this case also she opted to go for cut deep in the same lane that the thrower was standing. Like if you're coming from the other side of the field, often it's much easier to attack from this kind of angle. Because now she had to turn around and look up and chase the disc when it was coming back down to earth.
Another split stack setup for the Scorillaz with an isolation. A very open player that was not picked or anything, just very open.
Yes, well, there was so much space for the player to run and get free, which is the advantage of the split stack option. Oh, it was like a push pass that she was trying to throw.
Maybe lack of flickability. Gives the disc back to Wizards, directing traffic in the handler set. And not really a continuation.
All the cutters are already really far away, so it's always a foot race against the very athletic Scorillaz defenders.
It's not ideal.
Nice give and going there.
Oh, and that inside shot is so nice, and high grab puts it into the end zone. A perfect continuation there.
Yeah, there was a really nice flow there in this point, starting off with the split stack, all the space in the world to get the disc going, and once it was in flow, it didn't stop. Nice point there by the Scorillaz. And we're getting invaded by wasps here.
A little bit. I thought it was too cold for wasps already, but
never is.
nah.
If they see a schnitzelbrot, they will come in.
(10-6) for the Scorillaz. They've now taken control of the game really in that second half. Not a score yet on the board. 4-2.
That's right.
It might be because their fellow teammates have started warming up again and cannot support from the sidelines.
Or just the first long half kind of winded them, and somehow now they're maybe losing confidence again that they just gained.
And also concentrating for 1.5 hours
Yes.
in one piece is a hard thing to do.
Especially when you're under constant pressure from the defense. Oh, this is coming in.
At midfield, one of the controllables of the game is a pull.
Yes.
And the Wizards are
And again, people running across each other in the stack. And this is something I think that the Scorillaz managed to improve in the second half. Just improving the structure that they're cutting from. Wizards are still running through each other. Ooh, nice save there. The second attempt to catch it. Lamberley with the disc.
nice low release, a round shot.
She has a dump, takes it, and oof, nice give and going, but made it a bit more difficult than it had to be. Okay, we're getting close to the end zone now. And again, we're seeing this Wizard set up in this huge stack in the end zone. Everybody in the stack there. Good attack of the disc here. So the defense, even though trying to get there with the layout, did not have a chance. And the Wizards are on the board in the second half.
Yeah, valiant effort by the defense flying through, and that disc just put on a platter for the Wizards. And they made it easy for themselves to score that point.
Absolutely, and I think they will be really happy that they scored this one, being back number 68, kept this cool, catching the disc.
Do you like having someone fly
Yes,
right in front of you? That does make some people struggle a little bit with keeping the disc in their hands, but
yeah, getting spooked there for a second, and somehow the disc is gone.
calling for the right gender person
Yes.
to play.
You can tell that the game has been going on for a while, that people no longer rush to the line to play, but they need to be called to play. I think this Guerillaz still feeling it. They still want to go. They're ready to play. Getting a few more words from their silverback. Yeah, I think the Scorillaz really went through with the motto of the team and the Guerillaz. So some of them have names linked to the guerrilla lifestyle. This is kind of the silverback for the
Interesting.
old main gorilla on the team.
Is that so? Nice. I'm not very familiar with gorillas. So
Ah,
you can
okay.
just
Yeah,
can-
it had to be explained to me as well when I saw somebody having silverback on the back. I was like,
Ah, yeah.
what does that mean?
I wonder if the Wizards have different nicknames for themselves as well. If one of them's just called Green, for example, or one's the Wizard of Oz.
Ah, okay. But I don't think so. They're more
Should do that.
seriously.
They should start that. Have a little more funk. That one, a big shot, goes up for the Scorillaz, but attacking the disc rather than reading it and catching it in the end zone. Which
And they went again for a bit the rushing it options here, so making it harder than it had to be. Let's see what the Wizards can do with this present. Will they now be able to start small line of their own? We will start with the overthrow on the line. And I think sometimes people also, instead of hoping for something they can easily throw to, going for really complicated shots, as we had here, trying to lay out for it, giving it all.
just putting his body on the line.
And the Wizards out advancing this way. Again, Maxime with the disc. Got two people to select from. Oh, and again, Widmer with the collection in the bag, keeping her eyes on the disc.
Such good recognition there for Widmer. They're approaching the end zone now for a break, and that's it. That's all it takes to pop us into the end zone.
Yeah,
Score for Wizards.
absolutely. Their break, so they're now on the little streak of their own. Closing the gap a little bit. 8-10.
Nice open side pass, and then just shifting the mark in the right moment. In favor of Wizards, of course, to put it into the end zone and an attempt to get a defense there somehow, but just does not quite work out for them.
Yes. Again, calling for people to complete the number, to be the number 7 on the line. The other side as well, there might have been some gender
Gender
confusion there. Many teams often have a dedicated person helping out with that one.
when teams are that tight on numbers, though,
Yes.
it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
keep that.
Ooh, nice catch of the pull there.
And the Wizards are out in the zone again.
Yeah, it's been working well for them.
Indeed. A high disc, but well caught. Oh, and the second attempt play out. What an athletic play. Nearly standing up again with that, and a perfect put after that. That is some skill.
And she was so free as well in the space. A really good recognition and spacing out of the Scorillaz players. As I said before, like, instead of all coming in and wanting to help, just stay cool, find your space, and wait for the disc.
Oh, and an athletic inside shot that is super close and out of bounds apparently.
Yes, it seems like it.
I saw
It
conflicting.
was really behind the corner.
We'll get a replay. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, it'll be picked up, but that one just out of bounds. accepts it immediately. The Wizards get their opportunity for a third point in a row.
Again, we get some foot races from the Wizards. It looks like there's also, at some points, they gained in determination, so they're running through them a little bit harder.
It does come in waves, yeah.
Yes.
The determination and energy as well. And a pick call will send that disc back again.
Yeah. Looks like the others Guerillaz have has finished their game and they're coming in now to support their club mates.
So the Wizards are going for the big shot, probably high skull count. And just the Guerillaz player, Luke.
Yeah, there was only a Scorillaz close to the disc. Not really the Wizards, they had stopped halfway through.
He already gave up as they saw the
Yes.
Scorillaz coverage. Nice low throw caught and called down.
Difficult to tell from here. I have a cameraman in my field of vision.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything either, and the Scorillaz player actually accepted that, so.
He started this off with some really fancy turning around my self-cutting.
True. Of course, this is an angle where we can't see it either because the player is kind of shielding the position of the disc. And the Wizards are off on offense again with the races. No reset. And distributing discs to this far side now. Going into the middle with a very understated throw. To the side again and put out into space. Super close to the sideline, but manages to keep himself in bounds.
Looking for the options there. I think a bit unexpected, the throw, but Scorillaz was ready for the catch. Oh, another one right through the hands of the defense.
Yeah, the luck on Wizards' side right now, at this point especially. Yes. And just as I say,
yeah,
commentators curse.
It was running out. Luck was running out there. But again, they were so close to the end zone line. This really, really difficult last pass. Just eluding them. And the Scorillaz trying to go the other way, and they start with a ground strip, which gives the disc right back to the Wizards.
Looking for a reset option and finds one just in front of the end zone now.
Yeah, but all Garcia is seeing is a cloud of people. And he finds Garcia for the score.
Dropping out like rain to the side.
Yeah, that looks like the momentum is on the Wizards side.
Indeed.
9-10.
We'll see if the other Scorillaz team can motivate them a little bit.
Absolutely. At least they're coming in with a lot of noise.
Let's hope so. Not only the voices, but also the jerseys.
Yes.
Really screaming at us. (9:10), super close, and only a minute left. So we'll get a.
Yeah, that smells like you're moving into a universe point situation here. If
Indeed.
this keeps going on.
I want to see that.
High stakes.
As you just said, the momentum definitely on the Wizards side, but we've seen Scorillaz really go at it and be the team with momentum. They'll have to just try and finish out 1 point and go from there.
Absolutely. I think that now it's really just about the determination. Which team wants it more? Now we're to a person defense here.
Nifty catch. One hand stretched out and put that disc into play. And
Intercepted.
intercepted again, just a run through defense as the player was waiting for the disc.
Oh, great grab there. Under pressure. Oh,
Oh no. Interesting defense
yes. Thrown right between the throwers and then,
into a defender.
yeah. And another defense.
Interesting
More,
choice.
more another surprising defense. I think
Yeah.
she was not expecting to touch the
Just-
disc
yeah.
there.
No, not.
Okay, Wizards are back with the disc in their hand. Again, trying to get structure and movement going. Again, the stack is really far away, so all they can do is run across each other. So we get a pick called right away.
So discussion about positioning probably, as Vidma was in front.
Yes. Yeah, this sometimes happens like when you set up after the pick call that you kind of defense is setting up in actually a more favorable position than they were in initially. But now we have a turnover. Scorillaz back with the disc.
And that put
Throw.
into space just in front of the end zone. And a very open player deep, and that's it. Bubble and Cat at the second attempt. Wow, what control
Yeah.
of your body to not give up and run through.
Yeah, again the determination, and also that she was still in bounds because the end of the end zone line was also coming near. There we can see this again. First attempt not working, but she kept going, believing in the fact that she can catch that one. Scoring a point, and yeah, at least from our side, we're at the end of the time. I don't know what the official timekeepers are saying.
I've not seen official timekeepers.
Yeah,
to
they're
be very
hidden behind
honest.
this metal
Uh-huh.
structure right next to us.
So the interesting thing about this is what I thought about. It's like the Scorillaz team is like the second team, and the ones that don't want to,
Yeah.
do everything to win. Does that mean now they don't put in a power line? They just play with the same people as before? Because it really doesn't matter, and because you pointed out that the team who wants to win more will get it. Does that now qualify Wizards a bit more to try and get the win, as the team is the one that...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, now it's kind of a cap one situation, so I think they still have a few situations. From what I can tell, looking at the line, they don't call a power line, so they just play with the people, and I think everybody has the same strengths. I think they always try to have at least two experienced people on the line, so I think they will keep going with their system, and I think the Wizards are doing pretty much the same as well, which is also in the idea of development. I think it's. I think for these teams, it's more about having everybody play and touching the discs than really for the position itself. Just play the best they can play.
So the disc moved forward by Wizards quite well. The horizontal stack set up for the initiation working out. And that disc very high, and a good defensive effort by Scorillaz.
After the races, looking for deep. He wound up twice for the deep shot.
Low inside shot. That one connecting very well. Zippy throw into space, also just in front of the
Overhead.
coverage, and the hammer over the top. Goes wide
Oh.
and around and to the ground.
Yeah. I think he had to spin around so much to keep an eye on the disc that I think he just maybe got a bit dizzy.
Yeah, that happens at times, especially when you just look at the disc and you don't control your body anymore. You can't keep control enough. Interesting structure from the Wizards going, running away with quite a few players on at the same time, but a great continuation and movement now. The inside channel very open.
The look of relief on the thrower there when the disc was caught because it came out a bit wobbly.
I know that feeling, yeah.
Nice shot there. Is Lambele able to catch it right in front of the end zone, and Wizards there with the score, bringing us to 10-11.
Should be a game to 12 now.
Yes.
Just good stuff from the Wizards this time around, and that shot into the deep space really opening up the field well and put on a platter for the receiver to run down.
Absolutely. Confusion about the gender setup.
It looks like 4 female matching players on the pitch.
Okay, so it's game to 12. Means first team reaching 12 points wins. Guerillaz just need to score 1. Wizards need to score 2 points.
And 2 breaks at that. Which, of course, in some games is more important than others, but still, like, starting on defense always gives you that the tiny disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Everybody's ready.
Yeah, they're taking quite a lot of time.
Exactly.
Actually.
I think they're setting up their defense, talking. I know the Wizards are opting for kind of a power-ish line here, trying to make sure that they can get this break. Okay, Guerillaz are ready. They're waiting for the disc.
I think they've been ready for a little bit.
Yes. Wizards still having a sip of tea. Now we're going.
Ooh, that was close to
Yes.
touching a player, and
Oh.
the miscommunication early.
There we go. Wizards are having a chance, and the Scorillaz are not fully organized in their defense yet. Let's see if the cool and calm
Oh, calm and collected Wizards. Indeed, they make it towards the end zone and score, and that is within 1 of getting the point, which is like the universe.
Yes, so both teams at 11. So now it's a universe point.
We love to see that. Double game point.
And this one was a really short point. So the Wizards' power-rich line could conserve energy if they want to bring it out again. Let's see what they're...
Let's see if they dare to do it. motivation from some Scorillaz players.
I think the score is also opting for slightly stronger line now. All the athletic players
Yeah, I do think this is a good shot for the last point there to just, you know, give it their all, and
always feels better to end the game with a win.
indeed it does.
Wizards again, still discussing. Some magic into the disc. That is getting really with the teams for the next game.
Yeah, nice movements by the Scorillaz. Good resetting and just not rushing it. We've seen them at times maybe rush one or the other throw, but this time around just making sure to the disconnect.
They cleaned it out a little bit already in the second half. Let's see if they can go all the way through. Big call on the field.
Stopping play, not a good structure on them, but I think enough to get the continuation in that one, just too far out to the side. That inside shot, bubble, and that's a foul call that will be accepted. Looked like he pushed it out of his hands, maybe. So it's trying to get a third point in a row, but Scorillaz says no to that. Looking for an option, going wide and around. Nice cut into space. Double cuts for the reset now. And they go break side all the way around. Seems like they've lost their structure for a little bit, but always managed to get it back somehow.
Somehow even with the fact that they're setting up deep, but since it's only just one person running, they have the space.
And maybe. Oh, and that shot goes up into the end zone, and that's a score for Scorillaz. The universe point goes in favor of the monkeys.
Yeah, the team from Bern getting ready, and I think they did this in style with the layout, and also after a few turnovers, so being true to themselves for both teams.
Exactly, you can show that this is a close game. If even on a universe point, both teams have managed to have possession of the disc.
We can already see that the teams for the next game set up here. So our next game will be the half final for the Swiss Championships. Teams fighting for really nice competition right next to our table here. It will be the Solar Bank against the Fly High. So hope to see you there for the next game.
Yeah, please join in again, leave a like, and we'll be back with you after a short break with that next game, the semi-final of the Swiss National Championships.
Thank you. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
ulti.TV.